All right, Max here. I'm going to try this again. Guess who's mad on the internet today? Just guess. Anyone have a guess? Yeah, we know. This is going to be a little different. I'm not going to show the whole video of the reaction. I'm just going to show you the next target. This is what I'm doing. I'm dismantling the weapons of the culture war on Movie Talk and try to show you what they're doing. They profit greatly from releasing the same content at the same time. And that's unfortunately why so many people fall under the influence and embrace ignorance, double down on regressive, ignorant, um, juvenile behavior, and don't give new things a chance. Don't go so stuck in your ways and so binary and not see how we could do better and give more people more opportunities. Don't listen to the fear mongering of the white man being replaced. It's bullshit. Yes, it can happen. And you know what? It potentially should happen. Arguments on a case by case basis and not blanket statements. This never should happen. And the reason I'm doing a separate video here is I thought of our pal Gary from Nimrodic as the white wizard saying, "You shall not swap," about race swaps. I did not pre-watch these clips here. I did a whole 40-minute video, which if I get enough requests, I might release it anyway during this weekend when I'm away. But I just wanted to do a shorter video. I tried to be less aggressive in the video, and it didn't feel natural. It felt really odd. So I want to do small reaction here and just show you what the next big thing to Karen out about. Now, I also want to ask you viewers in the comments section, should I still call them the Friday Night W's? Or should I call them the Friday Night Karens? Or I don't know. I'm debating on what to do. But here we go. Let's bring up the courting first. He's sick of this. He's absolutely sick of, um, you know, people trying to be progressive and be towards diversity and colorblind casting. Keep in mind, this is a fantasy film. And you know what? Tolkien may not have had diverse casting in mind when he wrote the film. But does that mean it should never be attempted or tried in 2021 and in 2022? Absolutely not. All other employment in this world, besides entertainment, the majority of those you're cast, you are hired based on your qualifications and not race, gender, body build. Does it make sense in Hollywood? Yes, it can. Do we have to always just stick to that and no room for artistic interpretation? Especially if it helps. And I know the big argument is just make your own. And this is from my other video I already recorded. Is that fair to say just make your own? That is also extremely ignorant and only examines cherry picks history, because the history of Hollywood, the history of a lot of races on this world, not all races have been given the opportunities of white people, especially in entertainment. Whitewashing has existed for quite a long time. It exists up until really recently. Now, is the answer to flip the scales and be completely the other way? No, not necessarily. But I do not remember the outrage when characters were whitewashed like it is now. That is, in my belief, white privilege freaking out at the smallest inconvenience. Should inconveniences come at the expense to the consumer and the viewer? Not necessarily. But if there is a room to do it, I think it should be attempted. Okay. There's lots of great examples. Well, let's get to the quartering. Let's watch what he says. He is so sick of it.
From the media.
Okay.
I'm so sick of this crap from the media.
Crap. Now I want to be serious when we examine his words, because basically he is saying crap is saying trying for diversity and inclusion where we can, which potentially could mean race swapping or gender swapping characters for a more diverse cast, which in my belief is a good thing.
The Rings has been long the ire of many kind of demented morons in the press.
Whoa!
From everything from how the term orcs is offensive to there weren't enough.
Okay, no, I didn't hear that one. I think that it can be ridiculous, that statement there. But that's not what the GameStop article. I think he's going to refer to the GameSpot article.
There wasn't enough diversity in this fantasy world. And now Amazon is attempting to rewrite history.
Well, fantasy worlds, there you go. It's fantasy. There's room for it. There's a way it can happen. There you go.
And pretend that there were no strong female characters in the original Lord of the Rings. And I've got to put my foot down here. Make sure you leave a like on this video now. It may get kind of spicy, but I hope you also click that subscribe button.
No thanks.
One of the most frustrating things I saw today was a tweet from GameSpot, talking about
very frustrating
how they're going.
Is he frustrated to you?
To fix diversity. One of the commonly cited issues with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings series from the early 2000s is its lack of diversity. Literally what?
I can see it. I can honestly see that there could be more diversity in Lord of the Rings property. Yes, I could see it. There was some different trolls and elves are not necessarily diversity when you're talking about real world talent filling the roles. That's not fair. Let's see what he says here.
From who? From who? What exactly do you mean common? You mean repeatedly brought up by morons online who got their gender studies degree and want to try and
here
prove
we
that,
go.
You know, that to their parents that they didn't waste their money? Lord of the Rings TV show actor says it will be multicultural, diverse, and feature strong female characters.
Again,
excuse me. Wait,
excuse them. Wow, he's giving the. I already watched Jeremy on this video. He is giving the spiciest take right now. Excuse me. Multicultural, diverse, and strong female characters? I'm sorry. Anyone that Karen's out about saying strong female characters, you're the biggest wuss out there. That's not a man that complains about a woman being described as strong and strong female characters. That doesn't immediately mean woke. That means it's something to strive for. And something that has happened in the history of Hollywood, but we can use a lot more of it for sure. Especially the ones that complain about it. And I don't want to go personal, but the Karens, the white boy Karens that complain about it on the internet have no room. Most of them have no room to talk about being strong, healthy, or athletic. I'm sorry. Most of them are bearded bitches in their man caves. I'm sorry.
Erase all these strong female characters that existed before this.
It does. Whoa. See what he's doing there? It's straw manning. No one's erasing the characters. It says it will feature. It doesn't even say that there weren't in the past. So what does the statement actually say? So examine what it's actually saying here, because this Karen can't comprehend it. Lord of the Rings TV show actor says it will be multicultural, diverse, and feature strong female characters. No one here has said that they did not exist before in the series. It says it will feature that. Okay? This is what his small mind cannot wrap. He cannot wrap around this statement. He is extremely triggered by multicultural, diverse, and strong female characters. That shows how little he is of a man, a quarter of a man, quarter of a man.
Rohan, who has one of the most iconic scenes in the entire trilogy, taking on a Nazgul.
Yeah.
This is one of the most awesome scenes of the movie.
I agree.
She overcomes her. You can see, and the actress does absolutely amazing with looks like this. Genuine fear.
I have to remind everyone what a straw man argument is. Arguing an argument that wasn't made, presenting it as this was the argument. What are we doing here? We are dismantling the weapons of the culture war, especially in geek culture and movie talk. So when he suggests that they are implying that there were not strong female characters before, he is lying to his audience. Lying to his audience. That's not what the statement said. It says it will feature strong female characters. No one said there were not characters in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy or even Tolkien's writings. No one said that. He's creating an argument that no one made to prove to try to push this false narrative that it's going to go woke. When you cry woke all the time, you're a joke. There you go. All right.
Her eyes, but she took on not only the Nazgul, but the Witch King.
I don't even know if I'm not going to finish this video. I was going to go to Kinnel's next, but you see what's happening here. The whole rest of the video, he's going to argue the straw man argument and get high fives from the rest of the Karens on the internet that potentially don't even like Lord of the Rings. They just think it might go woke, or it might have diverse casting or colorblind casting, which can work in a fantasy property. I'm sorry. Did Tolkien envision that when he wrote it? No. But does that mean that you shouldn't try or embrace current trends and have artistic liberties in a fantasy film or fantasy TV series? I think you should, especially since it would be extremely unfair to exclude people based on their race when the majority of projects in Hollywood and streaming are sort of genre films with fantasy, sci-fi, and superhero properties. That's getting made. So if you just exclude everyone, now, of course, just make your own. In a perfect world, that would be fine. But there's room for both. There's room for both in this world and in entertainment. Now, that is a Hollywood problem. Hollywood created part of this problem. That's why there's so many Karens right now, is they finally, before whitewashing, there was not as many voices complaining about whitewashing that's existed for so long in Hollywood. Now, white privilege is inconvenienced slightly. They can't take it. They can't take it.
By herself and with a little help from a little friend. Absolute fear. But she stood up and conquered that fear, and has the iconic line where he says,
"Okay,
no man can slay me."
All right, let me get to the further on.
Here you see Amazon's new upcoming Lord of the Rings show will feature Black, Asian, brown, and even Maori type hobbits. Diverse and feature strong females, according to media reports.
Nothing wrong with that.
Take a look at this great meme. Chad, 2000s, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. If I am Aragorn.
All right. We know where he's going. Let's see another Karen. See if they make the exact same video, because they all release these at the same time. Let me bring up Ryan Kinnel, as he likes to say. Let me see here. Oh, darn it. They're all titled the same too. So okay, Massive Backlash is the one. Let's bring up Ryan Kinnel here. I'm only gonna watch the first minute. This is to show they're preparing for Friday Night Karens to complain about Lord of the Rings. That's this week's next target. All right, let's see what Kennel has to say.
Core power helps you recover and build.
All right. Skip. Here we go.
Just like every major thing that is prominent in entertainment right now, whether it's a legacy medium, whether it's something that's come out recently, it is under attack by these woke lunatics.
Oh, see? Oh man, there's so much right off the bat there. Is this an attack? Really? Soft, take the vitriol down some, Kinnel. Is this really an attack to give opportunities to more talent in the industry? Isn't Lord of the Rings a universe that can have more diversity, and because there's so many characters there? Are you going to deny the opportunity to others just because it wasn't there before? All right, let's see what else he has to say.
That want to take it and turn it into something else. And Lord of the Rings is no different, just like Star Trek, just like Star Wars.
I don't think that's not fair. That is not fair to say just because, and that's extremely prejudiced. Extremely prejudiced to say just because the race is swapped, potentially a race swap, or a more diverse cast, that it's going to completely change everything, where the character is going to be unrecognizable. That's extremely prejudiced. You don't know. You're jumping the shark with the fear mongering here. There is nothing here except it says it will be multicultural, diverse, and feature strong female characters. And based on Jeremy's video there's nothing to say in that statement that says it wasn't there before, from that part of the statement. Now, from the GameSpot saying lack of diversity, GameSpot is saying that. I think that also is an argument, though. That also is an argument based on the original property. There can be more. There wasn't a lot there. But going to the part where the strong female characters, though, they did not say that.
Just like comic books, the people that are now in charge of these properties don't actually care about the legacy. All they care.
That's not fair to say. That's not fair to say they don't care about the legacy because they want to include more people.
About is turning it into something else, and the media is trying to help enable that. And this tweet right here is a great example. GameSpot. One of the commonly cited issues with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings series from the early 2000s is its lack of diversity.
Now, to be fair, I'm going to end it there, but I don't, we don't say that nobody has said that. You can't say that no one's ever brought that up. But I think it's fair to say most of the properties that have that are in Hollywood, or that films that have been made, do lack a lot of diversity. So that's just an argument across the board. I want to get your comments in on here, and then if you do want to see this is my second shot at this video. If you want to see the original 40-minute cut where I really examine this, let me know, and I'll provide the link. Maybe when I get back. I don't know. I'll see. But I want you all to have a great weekend, and I want more people in on this conversation when I get back, because it's one that consistently comes up, and we should give it a really good examination of swapping, and when it can work, and if we should we try, if we can we try to be better and give more opportunities? Of course, the best thing would be for new properties to exist. But that's just not Hollywood. So if they're not going to do it, is the answer, well, if you can't make it, too bad? So sad, too bad? No, that's not fair at all. I'll see you guys later.